Hello, is this the Black Panther Party? Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to sign up. No, I already got the outfit. Have I started a revolution? Have you heard of Tate's Take? Hello? Hello? Alright, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, I do spoiler-free movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, basically if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Tate's Takers, let's see if Judas and the Black Messiah is the Black Panther movie we've been praying for. Get it? Because I said Messiah, and then I said praying? Ugh, never mind. Judas and the Black Messiah is a new film that just hit theaters and HBO Max. Directed and produced by Shaka King. King is the director, but the movie was born because the Lucas brothers, who were co-writers and co-producers, came to King in 2016 and said they had this idea for a movie. You may remember the Lucas brothers from the slept-on classic, 22 Jump Street. Shaka loved the idea, then he connected with Will Burson, who had already written a traditional Fred Hampton movie, but he was having a hard time finding a director. The two of them decided to team up and start from scratch, since they both done a lot of research, but they liked the Lucas brothers' idea. They wanted a movie about Fred Hampton and William O'Neill that was like Scorsese's The Departed, but set inside the world of COINTELPRO. Ryan Coogler was also a producer on the project. You guys know Ryan from Fruitvale Station, Creed, and Black Panther. So yes, Ryan Coogler did a movie on the Black Panther and also the Black Panther. That's meta. The son of the chairman, Fred Hampton Jr., was a consultant for the movie and on set during production. Daniel Kaluuya plays the chairman, but the whole cast is crazy stacked. From Lakeith Stanfield, who plays William. Then there's Dominique Fishback, that's the homie from Project Power. Ashton Sanders, that's the homie from Moonlight. Dale Britt Gibson, that's the homie from The Wire. Algie Smith, that's the homie from the New Edition movie. And even more great actors that were the homies in great films. Alright, plot time. Judas and the Black Messiah tells the story of Fred Hampton, who was the chairman of the Black Panther Party, through the lens of Ratatouille, William O'Neill. Quick rundown here. Basically, William O'Neill, we'll call him Bill O'Neill, that's Lakeith Stanfield's character. Bill O'Neill was a criminal in Chicago in the late 60s. But not like a criminal just because you're black and alive in the 60s. No, he was actually like stealing cars and shit. One day he's out doing his crimes and he tries to steal this dude's car. He would pull up on people pretending to be an FBI agent and tell them that the car was reported stolen. Then he would actually steal it. It's actually not the worst idea. Anyway, this time it doesn't work out. The cops pull up and arrest him. The cop tells him, hey bro, it's not looking good for you. You're facing 5 years for impersonating a law enforcement officer. Then he offers him a chance to clear his name if he agrees to infiltrate the Black Panther Party, pretend he's one of them, and then come back and tell the FBI all their secrets. It's kind of like in Mean Girls when they told Katie Heron to pretend she was a plastic, and she would come back and tell them all, oh, not now? Okay. This is serious. So anyway, Ratman Bill O'Neill joins the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, which was led by Fred Hampton. Now we're watching how Bill lives this double life of trying to be accepted by both sides. He wants to gain the trust of the Panthers so they accept him as one of their own, and he wants the feds to keep rewarding him for all this intel. But how far does he take it? And now we got a movie. So what's my take? This is the most must-watch black movie since Black Panther. And this movie gets the edge because it's real. And what do I always say? There's no better story than a true story. I'll be brief on what I liked about the movie because everything you heard about the movie is probably true. I'm going to talk about 3 things. First, the story. I imagine most of you guys didn't learn too much about the Black Panther Party in school. I wonder why. But to be fair, neither did I. The point is, for all the information we actually get or the research that we do on our own, you rarely hear the part of the story that involves Wild Bill O'Neill. It makes for that genius movie title because this dude was the ultimate Judas, even before Tekashi. Judas, of course, according to the Bible, betrayed Jesus Christ by leading the soldiers right to him and pointing him out. It's cold. Obviously, they end up killing Jesus Christ, and then Judas commits suicide. Like, what you thought was going to happen? You thought they just wanted to talk? So yeah, it was just a great angle telling the story this way. Number 2, the acting. And I expected it to be top-notch, but it's probably better than top-notch. It's really like a who's who of the next generation of black stars. And serious question though, is there a better young black actor than Daniel Kaluuya? There's not. It's another awesome performance by my man, even though y'all wanted to cancel him. You said why? It's because he's British. Duh. You know, like, because the internet says that British people can't play American heroes, but Americans, we can play whoever we want. But let me not start. But instead of giving him props from turning his voice from this,
she doesn't get it. She doesn't like, what is what are you doing? I got when I got nominated for Oscar, yeah.
To this?
Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton of the Illinois Black Panther Party.
No. We can't be pleased, but let me not start. But instead of giving him props for working with a dialogue coach in this movie, as well as an opera singer to help his voice carry while he's giving speeches, but let me not start. Anyway, Daniel Kaluuya is great as the chairman, but don't sleep on Lakeith either. There's really no bad acting in this whole movie, but watching Lakeith play out this balancing act of betraying his people, but also realizing they actually stood for uplifting black people, it's heavy. And low-key, we don't even really hate him all the way. It's a tough little act to keep up, and he plays it perfectly. It's actually not unlike his situation in Get Out. Here, he's trapped in this undercover role. Of course, it's for his own gain, but you can tell he has this constant conflict that makes it seem like he wants to get out. Third and final thing I liked about this movie is that I don't see it as black trauma porn. Maybe some people will, but I really don't. This is a really rewatchable film. You'll probably hear that this is a very timely movie, especially after the 2020 uprisings, and that's true, because this isn't a typical movie about whites treating blacks poorly. It's more so about police and the US government treating blacks poorly. If I was a white person, I'm sure I wouldn't be able to help but think, okay, what guilt trip is this movie gonna take me on? But honestly, I think it's great supplemental education for the white allyship movement that the country's been on recently. It helps give context and history. The police didn't start killing black people with George Floyd. The point is, everyone has a lot to gain from watching this movie. I'm gonna give Judas and the Black Messiah 5 stars. I can't think of anything else I would have wanted from this movie. And it was great to hear that the current chairman, Fred Hampton Jr., was a part of the process to make sure that they got his cosign. He said in an interview that people have tried to make a Fred Hampton movie before, but they didn't come correct, until now. He even took Daniel Kaluuya down to the hoods in Chicago just to make sure he was ready. That's valid. It's always good to have people close to the story, especially with a movie like this. Of course, we don't want R. Kelly weighing in on the R. Kelly story. He'll probably be like, no, hey, right here it says I married Aaliyah when she was 15. She was at least 25. Like, bruh, she died at 22. Like, who brought him? But here, you wouldn't want Fred Hampton Jr. to be like, nah, they didn't reach out. So, well done. Even though this movie was supposed to come out last year, I think it's even better that it came out in Black History Month. There's still so much that people don't know about the Black Panther Party, and still a lot of people that confuse it with being a terrorist group. They were actually quite the opposite. In a time when blacks were living in ghettos with bad houses and worse jobs, beyond that, they were constantly getting bullied by police forces with virtually no black people. For example, during this time, the Oakland police force had 661 officers. Only 16 of them were black. Just crunch those numbers. 16. Carry the one. It's not a lot. This is Oakland. Anyway, at this time, Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton were in some other black activist groups, but they weren't happy with the progress they were seeing. So what did they do, of course? They make their own. In October 1966, the Black Panther Party was officially started by Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton. Fun fact, did you know that the wise prophet known as Huey Freeman from the Boondocks was actually named after Huey P. Newton?
Oh, well, power to the people. F you.
Anyway, they were advocating for self-defense, so they would follow police around with guns just to make sure they didn't harass black people. Can you imagine having to police the police? No. It's like getting a babysitter to watch your babysitter to make sure they don't beat your kid's ass. Anyway, quick side note. As I mentioned, the Black Panther Party was officially started in October of 1966. Marvel's Black Panther was first seen in a Fantastic Four comic in July of 1966. However, there's no evidence that either of them used each other as inspiration to come up with the name. In fact, although there's a couple theories, there's no clear answer as to why Seale and Newton chose the Black Panther imagery. Anyway, back to the story. Of course, if you get a bunch of black people dressed cool as hell, carrying loaded guns, following the cops around, it ain't gonna fly for long. Naturally, states try to pass legislation that would prohibit the carrying of loaded weapons. Why does that sound so familiar?
Every able-bodied African American must register for a legal firearm. That's the only way they'll change the law.
Like, the FBI literally called the Black Panther Party the greatest threat to American security and compared them to the KKK. Word. The Black Panther Party had a 10-point program. It's basically like a document that explained what they wanted for black people. All right, let's see what they got going on here. Maybe it's some KKK stuff. Let's see. All right, freedom for black people. All right. Employment for black people. That's outrageous. Decent housing. All right. End to police brutality. These guys are monsters. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Do you think that the Black Panther Party would exist if white law enforcement and government agencies would just give black people a fair shake? Like, you're mad, that we're mad that you treat us like trash. I was rewatching a real heavy movie the other day. It's called Enough, starring Golden Globe nominee and Kids' Choice Award winner Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, remember when J-Lo was getting her ass beat by her garbage husband? He had money, he had power, and he threatened to take her kid away. So she took a whole bunch of kickboxing classes, all this martial arts. She came back at the end and beat his ass. Remember how we cheered for her? Why do you think that is? Anyway, naturally, the FBI made it their mission to target prominent members of the party, which led to the main story of this movie, the assassination of the chairman, Fred Hampton. Unfortunately, their plan would work as the party's members massively declined. When you watch this film, it's hard to believe that the chairman, Fred Hampton, did all this at the age of 21. So the next time you 21-year-olds are out there trying to figure out how to remove the red light filter from the silhouette challenge, maybe try starting a movement. Hope you all get a chance to check this movie out and it inspires you to impact change. Where there's people, there's power. As always, thanks for checking out Taste Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know if you plan on checking this movie out. If you have checked it out, is this the best black movie ever? What's your take? Thanks for the time, yo. Peace.